Hey guys, welcome to the unboxing of our latest camera in the Rayne family, the V2 Ultra, which is our first 4K ultra high definition camera. We're going to go through some of the accessories, some of the specifications, and let you know a little bit more about the product. Just to go into some brief detail on the product, some of the key specifications: you have 4K Ultra HD video at 24 frames a second, 2K video at 30 frames a second, a 16 megapixel photo mode, a super wide angle lens. The camera housing is waterproof to 30 meters, and it has Wi-Fi for iOS and Android. We've also included a RF remote control, which can be used up to 7 meters away and is waterproof as well. The Rayne V2 is by far our best value for money package that we currently offer. Besides the camera, the waterproof casing, and the waterproof remote control, we've included a whole bunch of additional extras straight out of the box. Included, there are some stickers, a quick start guide, as well as a more in-depth user manual, a screw tightener, which is used in conjunction with the screws. We've included 2 switch supports to switch up the angles, a 1/4 tripod mount adapter, a J-hook, which gives you more flexibility in movement forward and backwards with your camera when mounting, a handlebar mount useful for handlebars as well as seat posts on your bicycle, a flat surface mount with a 3M adhesive, curved surface mount, a floaty sponge, lens protector, a charging cable to connect to your PC as well as to transfer data from the camera onto your computer, a shorter 5-pin USB which is used in conjunction with your dual wall charger, as well as 2 batteries and a frame mount. It's important just to mention, we do suggest purchasing an additional waterproof housing to use with your floaty sponge, as it is a 3M adhesive and will block the screen on the back. Another option is to cut your floaty sponge in half, allowing you to still see into your viewfinder. I'm going to go into a little bit more depth with the camera, internals, and specifications. Firstly, the camera comes bundled with a waterproof casing, which can be used to 30 meters underwater. To open, simply press down and slide to the left to release the back door and take the camera out. Looking on the outside of the camera, on the front here we have an indicator button. We have your menu power button, which needs to be held in for 3 seconds to power on the camera, as well as your super wide angle glass lens over here. There is a little protective plastic layering which you can just simply peel off. On the side of the camera we have our 10-pin USB. This is where you're going to be charging your camera through, as well as transferring photos and videos onto your laptop or PC. You could also use this to support video out. For example, if you'd like to use the camera with a Phantom DJI drone. Over here we have a micro HD slot. This will allow you to stream video from the camera to an HD ready TV in real time. There is also a small mic port at the top. On the side here we have another microphone port. We have our return and Wi-Fi button, another indicator, and our micro SD card slot. This camera does support up to 64 gigs and class 10 and above. On the back here we have our third indicator light, as well as a 1.5-inch LCD viewfinder, which allows you to see what the footage you're capturing in real time. So we're going to power up the camera and go through some of the basic functions with you. Firstly, to switch on the unit, hold in your power mode button for 3 seconds until the display comes on. Your first screen that will pop up is your record video screen. Over here we have our on-screen display icons. At the top you can see you're in video mode, your resolution, frame rate, your recording time, your date, the current time, as well as your battery percentage. The icon at the bottom here indicates that your digital stabilizer is activated. To start recording, simply press the top shutter button. To stop recording, press it a second time. To adjust your video settings, a quick press of the Wi-Fi button on the side will bring up your video resolution buttons. Here we have our video resolution, our loop recording, which we'll go into more detail in a second with, our audio level. to activate your date stamp on or off on your footage, to activate time-lapse mode, a video snapshot timer, white balance, setting your custom white balance, menu button functions, your EV exposure, your ISO exposure, your color settings, your stabilization, your dynamic range, slow motion, and sharpness. Finally, in the last menu, we have a metering option, the ability to change your field of view from wide and narrow, motion detection, and G-sensor activation. To go into more depth on your video settings, firstly, we have the video resolution. You can choose to shoot 4K resolution at 24 frames a second, 2K resolution at 30 frames a second, 1080p at 60 frames, 30 frames, and 720p at 120 frames. We also have the ability to shoot in WVGA and VGA at 240 frames per second. For best results, we do suggest shooting on 1080p at 60 frames a second. Your next setting here is for your loop recording. This is useful when using your camera as a dash cam. You can choose to loop 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5, 10, or have it off. If set to 2 minutes, your camera will record 2-minute segments. Once your memory card is full, it will cycle back to the first segment and overwrite it. This enables you to not have to replace your memory card every time it's full and only choose from the best footage. We also have a built-in mic, and you can choose between medium, high, low, and off settings. Then we have our date stamp, which can be activated to on and off. This will leave a digital imprint of the date on the footage itself. We have time-lapse mode, which can be set to 1 frame a second, every 5 seconds, 1 frame every 10 seconds, every 30 seconds, every 1 minute, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, and off. Your video snapshot timer can be set to 5, 10, 20, 30, and 60 seconds. This will take a photo at the time interval that you have set while you're recording video. Your white balance can be set to auto, cloudy, daylight, tungsten if you're shooting indoors, as well as fluorescent. We've also included a blue filter, light blue, red, light red, and the ability to set your own custom filters on the camera. For best results, we do suggest using the auto setting for white balance. Moving on, we have a custom white balance setting. We have menu button functionality, which can be switched on and off. We have our exposure, where you can set lighter or darker depending on your shooting conditions. Also the ability to adjust your ISO to auto, 50, 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, and back to automatic. For color, your options are normal, black and white, sepia, and vivid. On the V2 4K, we've included a digital gyroscopic stabilizer, which stabilizes the footage while you're shooting. This can be activated to on or off. We also have wide dynamic range, which can be activated on and off. This will bring out the best color spectrums in your photos. Slow motion can be set to 2, 4, and 8 times, as well as leaving it off. Sharpness can be set to normal, soft, strong. We suggest normal for best shooting options. And the ability to change your metering, your field of view to wide and narrow, motion detection, and your G-sensor can be activated on and off. To exit the menu, simply press the Wi-Fi button on the right-hand side, and you will go back to your video settings. To go into shooting mode for photos, a quick press of the front button will bring up your photo mode. Over here you have your photo icon, as well as your resolution, your date, and your time, and again your battery percentage. To take a photo, a quick press of the shutter button will capture your image. To go into settings, another quick press on the right-hand side will bring up your photo settings. You can choose between 16, 12, 8, 5, and 3 megapixels. You can choose to have your date stamp activated on or off. For time-lapse, we have the ability to shoot 1, 2, 5, 10, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 30-minute time lapses. For photo shooting options, there's single photo, a 5-sequence burst, as well as a 10-sequence burst. EV can be set manually, ISO can be set manually, as well as the same color settings for your video. There's also the ability to change your white balance, as well as the sharpness of your videos and photos, your metering, and finally the ability to shoot in RAW photo mode. To exit your photo settings, a quick press on the right hand side will take you back to photo. A short press on the front of the camera will bring up your playback mode where you can review photos and video files. And finally, one more press will bring up your system settings. To go into the settings, press the top and you'll be greeted by a new menu. The settings available, you can choose to use quick capture to on or off. Once activated, when you switch on your units, the camera will start recording. Over here we have our date and time settings, our system language which is set to English, and there will be a software update which will allow you to access 9 more languages, so keep checking back on our Facebook and website for that. We have image rotation which can be set to on and off, which is useful if you are using the camera with mounts where the camera will be upside down. You can choose to have the beep sound on or off. Your OSD information can also be activated on and off. You can switch off your screen or set it on a timer. You can auto power off the unit after a few minutes to save battery life. A one-touch record function, a dash cam mode, which we will go into more detail with in a sec. You can use custom text on your photos and videos, set your frequency, your TV mode, and pair your remote control. Finally, you can format your memory card and restore the default settings. And here you can see the version that you are using on your camera. To go back out of the menu, a press of the right button will take you back to your photo mode and video mode. To go back into the settings and explain the remote functionality with you, simply go back to your system settings and scroll down to the RF remote pairing. Quick press of the top button, take your remote control, and a quick press of the left and right button pointed at the device will pair it. Once the remote is paired, you will not need to pair it again. It will be set for the duration of the product. To explain dash cam mode, scroll through to the settings until you get to dash cam. Once activated and plugged into your USB port on your car or a 12-volt cigarette lighter, the camera will automatically start recording once there is power to the vehicle and stop recording when you switch off your vehicle. It will also activate cyclic recording, which will give you the ability to record 2, 3, 5, and 10-minute segments so that you do not need to replace a memory card every time it's full. To find out more info, please send us an email to info@raynecam.com or visit our website, raynecam.com. You can also check out our website for over 80 different mounts and accessories compatible with our Rayne cameras. And be sure to send all of your photos and videos to our social media and get featured to win great prizes. Thank you for watching.